Yeah. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Tell a friend, come on in. All black everything. We back again. Tavistock Institute, chapter 7, science fiction. We're getting deeper, man. I love it. Like and share, subscribe, put your thumbs up like you're hitchhiking. You know, all black everything. Think it's like big dreams, many streams. We're getting deeper. We're getting. That's it. We almost out of here. Then we got to get on to some others. Dropping information in spurts. Y'all love it. We love it. I love it. Getting the numbers up, getting those views up, subscribers. Appreciate you all. For certain. Not on the right side of this music. Peace to the kings, the artifacts. Jersey, what up? Stand up, kings. Kings, the kings of artifacts. Let's go, y'all. And it says we taking off where we left off. However, by the turn of the last century, there were large populations, especially in the technologically robust USA, that could no longer be subverted by an appeal to religious mysticism. It's losing its power, y'all. Hey, as Carl Jung pointed out, a new pseudoscientific basis was needed for cult creation. Enter H.G. Wells. Beginning 1894, Wells wrote a dozen science fiction novels and over 70 short stories for the Paul Ball Gazelle, owned by the Venetian black nobility family. Do your research on the black nobility family, the Venetian black nobility family specific. The Astors. This is the same family that years later would sponsor Hitler, along with other leading American and British oligarchs. The most important by far was his War of the Worlds, the still definitive treatment of an invasion of Earth by technologically superior beings, in this case from Mars. They always want to make it seem out way out there. And there are scientifically advanced beings. We ain't the smartest ones. Sorry to bust your bubble if you thought so. But let's see. The point of the story is simple. Man is threatened with extermination by an invading superior force. Scary, frightened, fearful. Yeah, fear causes you to do a lot of stupid. Fear is a hell of a drug. I got to say it. I'm worried next time. Fear is a hell of a drug. The future is a Dante-esque spiral leading us to hell in a handbasket. Man finally defeats Martians, but not through our creativity and human intelligence, but rather by the natural action of bacteria, itself a lowest of low forms of life. The sponsors of science fiction let their intentions be known. Men were beasts, technology was impotent, and the highest product of the centuries long struggle of man to govern his affairs according to the law of progress, the sovereign nation state was to be replaced by a universal feudalist order. Thus, quote, the essential method of dumbing down, that's the stupidest term, the method of dumbing down of subject population is the vicious suppression of the creative powers of reason. Those distinctively human mental capabilities which are expressed typically in the form of valid axiomatic revolutionary discoveries in physical science, end quote. With so much at stake, however, more than Wells was needed to transform a vibrant American population with visions of grandeur into a coral field with docile collections of tame human cattle. That's why they call you sheep in that place, you know. Sheep, you sheep and the shepherd. That's terrible. To think that you are a sheep and you call yourself a sheep, you understand sheep are pretty stupid. Not because I say so, though. Oh, boy. Let's see. Thus, let's see, where do I go? The strategy was simple and effective. Retard creativity in the fields and slow down the rates of economic and scientific progress at the same time. Thus, it was an editorial column of science fiction magazines that first critical theory of science fiction was put to the test. I apologize, y'all. Let me get this back on deck here. Okay. Another character heavily involved in molding the minds of the young Towards a specific goal outlined by the oligarchy was an immigrant from Luxembourg, Hugo Gernsback, a fellow of the British Royal Society who immigrated to the United States in 1904. In 1926, Gernsback founded Amazing Stories, itself the first specialist science fiction magazine in America, thus creating the first crop of America's science fiction writers. Through magazines such as Amazing Stories and later Astounding Stories, science fiction, quote, would boldly express what science did not yet dare to affirm or suggest. And even when it would find absurd, it would develop the social, ethical, metaphysical, or purely logical consequence of science, or set out to confirm its ideological assumptions. In such a perspective, the literature of science fiction would be a connection, albeit, excuse me, a continuation, albeit purely verbal and conceptual, imaginary and anticipated, of real scientific work that itself sometimes uses fiction in the form of so-called thought experiments. So you see how they mesh all these type of things together? Oh man, it's a cool game out there. It's a cool game. We're gonna leave it right there though. A few more pages to go through. Wrapping it up. Tavistock Institute, we on chapter 7, man. Science fiction. Appreciate you for checking us out. All Black Everything. Think it's like Big Dreams, Mini Streams. Come on back with us. Thumbs up like you're hitchhiking. Let's go. Let's get it cracking. All day. All Black Everything. Let's go. Peace and love, y'all. What up, Jersey? Stand up.